picture of dry bones in the valley is talking about you. The picture of Lazarus laying dead for me is talking about you. You are Lazarus. You are the dry bones. You are the prodigal son. You are the lost sheep. You are the people of God.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33.
Come on.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are.
Right.
For blood it defileth the land.
Read that again.
For blood it defileth the land.
God say blood, it defiled the land. Ain't America was built off blood? Wasn't America built off bloodshed, robbery, killing, and rape? Yes, it was. God say blood defiled the land. Read.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein.
God say the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that's shed therein. Read.
But by the blood of him that shed it.
By what?
But by the blood of him that shed it.
God say only the land could be cleansed by the man that shed the blood if his blood be shed. And what man shed the blood in America? Was it not the so-called white man that killed over 100 million African Americans and that killed over 70 million Native American Indians? He the one shed the blood in the land. And God said the only way the land's going to be clean is his blood be shed. Give me Revelation 2 and 9. Revelation 13 and 9, my bad. He that leads in captivity should go into captivity. And this is another reason they tell you to stay out the book of Revelation. Because the book of Revelation is prophecy of the destruction that's coming. Read that.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9.
Right.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
God say, if any man have ears, and all y'all have ears, so I know you can hear, watch what the God of the Bible, the true and living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob say. The same God that destroyed the Egyptians. The same God that brought fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah. The same God that freed Daniel out the lion's den. The same God, this is the same God that's on this earth this day. But religion teach you another God. Read.
He that leadeth into captivity.
God said a man that leadeth another man into captivity. And we know for a fact the white man led the blacks and the Hispanics into captivity. Read.
Him that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
What God said he should do?
Shall go into captivity.
So just like we had to go in captivity, you're going to have to go into captivity. Read.
He that killeth with the sword.
He that do what?
He that killeth with the sword.
Read.
Must be killed with the sword.
God said he must be killed with the sword because he killed with the sword. That's how he got control of America, with the sword. So God said you kill with the sword, you must be killed with the sword. Read.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And the saints are the children of Israel. And we patiently waiting on this. Because you're going to get your judgment. Your judgment is coming. Give me Exodus 21:16, and after that, give me Ezekiel 25 and 12. See, that's why they tell you to stay out the Old Testament. Don't read the Old Testament because they could push the lies and the deception of religion on you. All these religious institutions are lies. You don't find none of them in the Bible. Just like you can't go in the Bible, and I challenge anybody out here, go in the Bible and found Christ was born on December the 25th, and we'll pack up and we'll leave and we'll never come back out here again. Know why I can say that with so much confidence? Because I know that's not in the Bible. That's a lie. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16.
Right.
And he that stealeth a man.
And he that what?
And he that stealeth a man.
God say this a law. God say he that stealeth a man. Read.
And selleth him.
And do what?
And selleth him.
Did not the white man steal the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and sell us on auction blocks? Yes, he sure did. Read.
Or if he be found in his hand.
And in 2023, we are still found in our oppressor's hand. That's why they can shoot us down in the street in the front of millions of cameras and don't do a day. That's why they can walk in the church and kill everybody and he get to go to Burger King and eat and go to jail without dying. That's why he could walk up in the supermarket like they did in Buffalo and kill 10 black people and get out of that alive. When they shoot our babies down for having cap guns in their hand. See the hypocrisy of the white man? See the blasphemy of the white man? Because he's an ungodly beast, and he got to be eradicated off the face of the earth, according to God. Read.
Or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
What God say going to happen to him?
He shall surely be put to death.
You should surely be put to death. Give me Ezekiel 25 and 12. That's why they tell you to stay out the Old Testament, and that's why they tell you to do that, because you're skipping the prophecy. Y'all just try to jump straight to Christ and thinking Christ was all loving, but Christ wasn't all loving. That white Jesus that they gave you, that say that was Christ, that's not Christ. Because you don't read nowhere in the Bible where Christ had blonde hair and blue eyes. That was a lie. You can't read that in the Bible. The whole Bible took place in Africa. How was Christ a white man when the whole Bible took place in Africa? In the Garden of Eden, which is Africa, where the original men come from, which are black men, which are dog men. Adam was a dog man. Eve was a dog woman when you read this Bible. The white man came along in Genesis 25th, and we're going to read it for you real quick. Let's go there real quick. We're going to read you the inception of the so-called white man when he first came on the earth. Give me Genesis 25th chapter. Because when you learn about Genesis, Genesis means the beginning. The beginning of what? The beginning of nations. God tell you all the nations that he created on the earth when you read the book of Genesis. Read that.
It's the book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
Right.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
Come on.
And the children struggled together within her.
Right, the two children struggled together within Rebekah's womb. Meaning, that's why we always been at odds with the so-called white man. That's why we always against each other, because we've been fighting since we was in our mother Rebekah's womb. We was always fighting. Read.
And the children struggled within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Read.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So Rebekah said, God, is this a blessing from you? Why is it thus? Why so much pain? Why these children are struggling inside of me? Read.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Read that part again.
2 nations are in thy womb.
So God told Rebekah, there's 2 nations in your womb. These are going to be 2 totally different people. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And he said it's going to be 2 manner of people separated from my bowels. What do you mean by that? One of them got rhythm and one of them don't. One of them like jumping on high rises and one of them don't. One of them like going killing all the animals and one of them don't. One of them like to lock up everything and one of them don't. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Read that again.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
God say one of the people gonna be stronger than another people. That's why we can outrun them. That's why we stronger than them. That's why we can out jump them. That's why we got more rhythm than them. That's why we cook better than them. We do everything better than them. Because God said one people should be stronger than the other. That's why we still here after slavery. When they go into slavery, God say ain't going to be none of them left when you read the book of Obadiah. Read the book of Obadiah and get the judgment of the so-called white man. We're going to bring it out for you. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the other should serve the younger. Read.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
right?
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
Not exact twins, but we're paternal twins. The so-called black man and the so-called African man, the white man, which are Edom and Jacob, we are actually brothers according to the Bible. But y'all broke the brotherly covenant. Y'all broke the brotherly covenant by putting us in slavery. And God said he's going to judge y'all for that. Read.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
God say the first one came out red, all over like a hairy garment. That's why white people blood show through their face and they're real hairy. God say the first came out red because they call themselves white, but they're not really white. They're more pink-like. That's why they red and hairy. That's why when they get in the sun, they get red. If they blush, they get red. If you slap them, they get red. God said his blood showed through his face. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment. That's why he got to shave every 2 or 3 days. If he don't shave in 2 or 3 days, he let a week go by, he's going to look like a caveman. Hairy all over. Read.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called him what?
Esau.
That is the biblical name. They called his name Esau. Read.
And after that came out his brother.
Right.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Now, if you notice something, that they didn't give the description of Jacob when he came out. Why didn't God record the description of Jacob? Why? Because Jacob looked like everybody on the earth at that time. Esau was the first so-called white man to come on the earth. That's why God didn't record Jacob's color, because all men was black on the earth at that time. Actually, y'all come from us, because Rebecca and Jacob was black people. That's why our genes are more dominant. That's why we're more genetically superior than all the other races. That's why. Because all the nations come from us when you read the Bible. Because we could create all colors. You can't create all colors. Your gene is dying off. Your people have recessive genes. Through all the rape and rob and murder and pillaging y'all did to us, we are still here.
1611, I got 80 on 1611. 80 books in the can. 1611, 80 books in the can. In the cannon, there's 80 books in the can. In the cannon, there's 80 books in the can. In the cannon, there's 80 books in the can. I got 80 on 1611. 80 books in the can. 1611, 80 books in the can. In the cannon, 80 books in the can. In the cannon.